No. Your ass better call somebody.
Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
That's right, Monday Night Football. We are here talking a little Lions at the Ravens here with my boy Big T at Big T44 DFS on Twitter with the yellow hat today. Big T, what's going on, man? You didn't want to give us the full Big T banana suit with the yellow on yellow on yellow?
That's only with JT. If JT was on with us still on Mondays, I would have got the yellow. I should have, though. Every once in a while, I should break out the full yellow. I like that. I got a bunch of yellow shirts, too, so I know everyone makes fun of me. I should wear it more, honestly. I should play into it. Like, you're good at that. Like, once I know people, like, making fun of me about it, I should just lean into it and, like, do all my shows in yellow.
Yeah, you just got to lean into it.
Yeah.
Like, just lean on into it. It's fine.
Especially because
like,
I like the yellow shirts. I don't care if other people don't like them. I like them.
I have a question. Are you like one of those people, like me, for instance? I have like all my shit is like 3 colors. You know what I mean? I have like no different colors. Are you one of those people like me, or do you have like all different colors of like shirts and pants and shit like that? Because I am like the simplest dude ever. Red, black, and gray. Like if it's not one of those 3, I'm probably not wearing it most of the time. So, you know, I got a few, like maybe I have one green shirt, but like most of the time it's those colors. Are you one of those people, or do you have like a bunch of different colors?
I have a bunch of different colors, but I prefer black. Like, I like to wear black or gray.
Yeah.
Even red. I don't love red.
I'm
like
red or black most of the time. So
black's my favorite. Like, if all our like Run Pure stuff that I wear is black, pretty much. All our like basketball stuff's black. Blue, they're like a lot of the school colors are blue, like Kentucky's blue too, but all the like Emily's school's blue. All the schools are like blue. So I have some blue shirts, but like even when I wear them and go to our games, like I have those blue Run Pure shirts. I don't like them that much. Like, I still wear them to support it, but I don't love the blue. Black's my color.
What's up, Jay? You don't like the haircut? Jay doesn't like the haircut, I don't think. I think Jay wants me to grow it out again. Damn.
Yeah, baby. Orange. I should have gone orange for Q's.
Yeah, why didn't you go? You should have been all orange for Q's.
That was your have orange, honestly. I have to have some Bengals stuff, I guess, but I don't have much orange.
I'm not gonna lie, actually. So anything that I have that's not like red, black, or gray was a gift from somebody that I like accept. So I'll like wear once in a great while. But that's like the only way I don't have the shirts or the colors that I always wear. And also, by the way, my shit still fits from like 15 years ago. So like I can wear shit from like legit almost high school. I probably do have stuff from high school that I still wear now that I think about it, and it still fits fine. So it's just the way it is. Big T, I bet you probably couldn't wear your shit from high school.
Oh no. I've been the same, even though I'm fat. I've been the same weight for probably I don't know, 10 years or so.
Well,
12
you're a
years.
big guy though, so you probably got like big sizes too.
No,
so
well,
like,
I've always liked stuff bigger, but from like probably college, I was still in shape, obviously. College till like 10 or 12 years ago, I picked up probably 30, 40 pounds for sure. But then it stayed the same. So, I mean, I don't think my size is really, like you said, I don't think it's changed that much though. Because in high school and college, I was 2X and I can still fit in a 2X if it's snug.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe he actually could.
Definitely don't have my clothes from high school though. I have my one like state shirt that I still have that I wear, but it's not like I'm not wearing it to go anywhere. Put it that way.
Yeah. Like I could put all that shit on right now. You know what I mean? Like you know, you're no way that you're like just throwing that stuff in.
You can say a lot of things about me, Nick. I do not have wild Crocs.
Bro, if Tony has Crocs, there's no shot. There would have been like not even a 1% chance I would have put it at that Tony has Crocs. And Tony, what percentage chance would you give me that I have Crocs?
No chance too. Like no chance with Crocs. But like I don't even let like my son, like it was like the style for a while to like wear these Crocs and these like pilgrim looking whatever moccasin looking shoes that all the kids wear now, like these moccasins. I said, dude, you're not wearing those. Wear gym shoes. You're not wearing moccasins. You're not wearing Crocs. Put on a pair of Nikes and get it done.
Wait a second. Moccasins? Don't chicks wear moccasins?
It's the style right now, dude. Like all kids wear these moccasin looking things. I don't know what they're called. Someone in the chat will know. It's the style. Even like college players wear these things. What is it, chat? Someone knows. What are they called? The moccasin little.
What you're talking about? Like the fluffy, like the Uggs. Yes. Okay.
Knows the Uggs. Like the Uggs thing. Like it's the style. It's
so dudes are wearing Uggs now.
Everybody wearing them. It's like the style.
Kids. Okay.
It's terrible. Terrible. And then they'll like go to the games now and stuff, and they'll like. You know how it is when you're like warming up and stuff. They'll be out there in their Crocs and their freaking moccasins shooting. I'm like, oh, I just don't get it.
Not slides? What?
No, they're not in no more. Slides aren't in no more.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I still wear slides every day. I wear slides all day, actually.
I got some right here.
Dude, I'm wearing
Nike, like a Nike slide.
I'm wearing slides right now.
Yeah.
Like literally, I have slides on my feet right now. What is wrong with people? Slides that's always what you put on. Before and after games, that's always what you put on, man. Hell yeah.
It's not anymore. The things are a changing out there.
JSU has budgets. Yeah, I got it. Listen, I got my foot up there. You saw I got the slides going. Yeah, JSU feet pics. I had socks on, so go for it all you want. You're not getting anything. I had socks on there. But always socks with slides. That's what I wear. Tony knows. I literally like Tony. Pretty much the whole time at your house, I just walked around in slides. Right? It's like always what I had on. So unless I was beating up Grayson on the basketball court, then I'd sometimes put my shoes on. You know, but
you left your shoes here.
Did I leave my basketball shoes there?
I don't know if you did this time, but you did the one time.
I think they were either Kyrie's or Iverson's. I can't remember.
Hey, you bought them for here and then you just left them.
I know.
I never wear gym shoes,
bro. The only time I wear gym shoes is if I'm lacing it up. Like if I'm lacing it up, I'm wearing gym shoes. But if I'm not lacing it up, I'm not wearing gym shoes. I'm wearing slides. That's
bad too. You got to have a pair of just gym shoes.
No, I have shoes like to go to the gym. You know me. I have shoes.
Like you go out to eat or something, you can't wear slides.
Yeah, bro. I have shoes like
on.
I have shoes like if I have to go out to eat, I have shoes. Yeah. Like I have decent shoes. But I'm saying like if I'm just going to like the store or if I'm just going to like get coffee or whatever, like go to the bank, I'm putting on my slides. Coffee at Dunkin's, you know it, man. You know it, Dunkin's. But back to football here because we have to get into football at some point. I wanted to get into two things because there were just some absolute disgusting games yesterday. Absolutely disgusting. And man, your Bengals were a part of one of those disgusting games, bro. Because, by the way, not to pile on because it wasn't Joe Burrow, so I get it. It's not as big of a deal because it was the backup. But man, did I enjoy your Bengals just getting pounded on by that Vikings team.
What made you so happy about it?
Oh, I just enjoyed it. Because I know a bunch of you guys love your Bengals. You guys loved it.
Yeah, but it's not even the same. Boom. Like you go in with different expectations.
My Bengals are gonna win. My Bengals. I like the Bengals. This was you. So I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get your take on the Bengals because you did like them. And I had to get your take on it because they are your Bengals. But yes, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's the same thing like when you own me in something and the first thing you want to do is text me. Like it's it's the same thing. I just
There's
enjoy
plenty of times you can own me. Like, we always talk about this nonsense when you try to like get all happy on me about stuff like this.
Why?
Like,
Because I enjoyed
I'm the same
your
person
Bengals
on
getting
the Print
crushed.
Factory that jumped off the ship. I said on Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers now. Last week, I said
You did. That's
because the
true.
Bengals. I mean, it was alarming when they're 2-0 and their win total dropped to 7.5 overall. That was what was alarming. It's like, how's the
That was the Katy Perry concert.
I mean, the Bengals, man, it was a 7-point game, and it was one of the weirdest halves I've ever seen because it went from 7 to like 38-7 in a matter of like 10 minutes of real time. Like, it was a fumble to the house, pick
it was
to
like
the house,
4 minutes
fumble.
of game time.
It was insane. It was like that one dude too made like 4 of the best plays I've ever seen a guy make. Whatever his name is just an absolute beast. And it's tough to beat a guy like Carson Wentz. I mean, the guy's out there. He's a champion. He's a scholar.
He's a winner.
What was that word you used?
What a winner.
What?
Carson Wentz, Esquire.
Esquire. I mean, Carson Wentz, Esquire is tough to beat out there.
I got a question for you. If Carson Wentz, Esquire wins 3 more games, right? I think they have an early bye. I think they have an early bye
too with my Bengals. He's terrible.
But okay, but just in the hypothetical, right? Because listen, Minnesota, the first 2 games, let's be honest, they look terrible. And this is why we always talk about it's a week-to-week league because the Bengals were 2-0.
Yesterday to me too, though.
But I'm just saying, though, it's just like it was the complete opposite, right, than how they looked for 7 of 8 quarters in the first 2 games. And it's like the same thing with the Giants, though. The Giants won people hundreds of thousands of dollars in week 2, Tony. And then in week 3 last night, it was honestly, I'd rather watch the Saints get whooped up by a shitty Seattle. Well, I don't know if Seattle's shitty, I guess, anymore. We might be wrong on that, but I think they're a shitty Seattle team. But I'd rather watch Seattle pound New Orleans for 4 more quarters than watch that Giants game. That Giants game was
the last
disgusting.
2 Sunday nights have been the worst. If every game was like that, I swear I would stop watching football. I mean, it was so bad.
Not going that far.
Again, people, it's not because we lost money or you could have won money. I don't freaking know. It was just the brand of football was.
I had CD on all my teams but one, so
I
did not. I had CD on like all my teams but
the
one.
night game, yeah.
Okay.
The day game, yeah. I mean, the night game was just horrendous, but yeah, I mean the day slate. I did want to talk about the day slate too because it's a good point about SaberSim where I didn't feel like I nailed the slate like a ton. I only ended up playing 20 teams, but put it in a bunch of different tournaments, so I had like 100 and something teams overall, but in a bunch of different stuff. I didn't nail the slate by any means, missed on a ton of stuff, hit on some stuff too, but missed on a lot of stuff. And I just still made money because SaberSim differentiated me all around. And my old style of play, I would have got 0 back yesterday for sure. Like my main team was not that good. My takes weren't that great, honestly. Like if I'm being honest, nothing was great. I mean, people were okay. I mean, some of the takes were okay. They didn't kill me. But SaberSim, though, just being able to spread out, and it was just crazy that I won money. And I give the credit to SaberSim for that.
Damn, Adam Scheffner just reporting right now, Nick Bosa, torn ACL. Probably done for the season. Just another
hurt a lot. Like
another hit to the 49ers that are just decimated with injuries. They got to be cursed, Tony. They just have to be cursed.
Either that or they're doing something wrong in like the training or the medical staff or the something because they're just injured more than other teams.
I mean, it's football, right? But, you know, we see a lot of injuries, right? And a lot of freak acts. It just feels like that team, for whatever reason, just takes hit after hit after hit after hit. And again, it's like another Christian McCaffrey week where he's getting fed the football, but when does he break down? You know what I mean? Not that I hope it happens. I'm not wishing anything, but I'm just saying, like, when you get that many touches, like, your body is going to break down at some point. And once that happens, they're in big trouble because he's just a massive part. But we'll see. That does suck for the 49ers though. But anything else you wanted to touch on from yesterday? I mean,
I mean, it was a lot of similar stuff that we've had. I mean, without going through the whole thing, we can talk more on the Print Factory. But I mean, Cleveland again, their defense is just so good. They somehow beat Green Bay. A game very similar to the Bengals game week 1, honestly, where it was like they just played so good on defense and they end up winning it because of it. And the worst beat I've had in a while, and I'm not complaining, but you were on the Rams too. I mean, that was my big bet of the week.
That was disgusting.
Just absolutely
Rams
disgusting.
plus 3.5 was free. I thought it was free money. I loved it. It was the best bet on the board. And my God, I'm sitting there watching the game, Tony, and I'm like, because I bet the money line too, but my biggest bet, like you, was the Rams plus 3.5. And so I'm watching the game, and the Eagles are making this disgusting comeback, and AJ Brown just starts rolling and stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, like worst case scenario, like we hit the 3.5, we still win money. We don't win all the money like I was hoping with the money line plus the 3.5, but whatever, right? I'm not trying to be greedy. I'll just take the win, And then that disgusting run after I couldn't believe it. I literally was laughing when he was running.
It was so bad that you couldn't even do anything but just laugh. Like you just had to be like, I mean, it's one of those you just can't do anything about it. You just shake your head and move on.
My wife was sitting next to me. She said to me, "What's wrong?" when I started laughing. Like I started laughing out loud, and she was like, she could tell like something was wrong, even though I was laughing. She's like, "What are you doing right now?" And I was like, "Nothing, just laughing. Something funny happened." But yeah, that was disgusting. Yeah, congrats to K. Reed and your Eagles. Doubt the cover. I will continue to roll with the Rams, but that was hurtful here. And actually
build up though, like when you can't beat a team in a game like that after blowing it last year too, it starts to get in your head a little bit.
Well, it would actually, Tony, this week we've got the Rams. I think they're at home against the Colts. And the spread is flipped. It's 3.5 the other way. The Rams are favored 3.5. And the Colts are 3.5-point dogs. So it's kind of a similar, spot in a way that they just were in, but roles reverse now. So it'll be an interesting game, but that's for that week. We still have week 3 Monday Night Football to get into here, and a pretty good game. Honestly, we got the Lions at the Ravens. It's a big spread. It's like, big total, 53.5. I think it's sitting at right now on DK Sportsbook, and it's a 4.5-point spread. Ravens are favored at home. Tony, let's get your overview thoughts on just the game as a whole. Are you on the Ravens? Are you on the Lions? What are you thinking here? Lions on the road.
Yeah, you got a premier matchup here, a super premier matchup where Detroit was maybe these two teams probably were the 2 best teams last year, right? Were they the 2 1 seeds or no? If they weren't the 2 1 seeds, they were 2 of the better teams still. I couldn't remember who the 1 seeds were.
Were the Ravens the 1, or was it the Bills?
I can't even remember at this point, but they were 2 of the better teams.
But the Lions were the 1 because they beat Minnesota that game that flipped. Remember, it was either Minnesota or the Lions, and it was the winner of that game, and they won that game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you have the game. I know everyone's been talking about it just because the matchup, they don't play that often, being obviously in different conferences. But Baltimore just absolutely rolled this team 38-6. It was 2 years ago, I think. It couldn't have been last year, so it had to be 2 years ago. 38-6. It was in Baltimore. It was a major statement game because I think Baltimore was struggling at the time. They might have been 0-2 or something early in the year, and then they just flat out rolled Detroit. And it's always a spot you got to be worried about with Detroit, where they're on the road, not in the dome. Goff's always been way worse outside, but you got decent weather. I don't know. I think it's a premier matchup because Dan Campbell's the best at like rallying people, and he's going to be talking up that 38-6. He's going to be talking about making a statement. But Baltimore wants to make a statement too. So I think it's a great game. And it's one game. We've seen 2 horrible Sunday night games in a row. I think we see a great game tonight. I think we see points. I mean, the total's maybe the highest we've seen this year, right? At 54. It's got to be
It's got to
close
be
to
one
the
of the
highest.
highest. Yeah, it's
If
got to be
not the
one of the
highest,
highest.
one of the highest. And I think it holds up because I think Baltimore's defense is worse this year. And Baltimore's always going to score. They're going to score points. I think Detroit's got enough weapons to score too. So I think we see a fun game, and we deserve it after how bad that game was last night. I think I like it. I like it.
Yeah, Vincent asked, likely back yet? No, he's still out for this game. We'll see. Hopefully he's back soon, but still out, it looks like, for this spot here. That's Isaiah Likely for the Ravens. But back to the game, I do agree with you that I think we see points. I think the Ravens are the better team. They are at home. I like Jared Goff more at home than on the road. So this is a tougher spot for him in general. But I like what you said about, Dan Campbell and getting his guys to play. This is a big game, Monday Night Football. That's his thing, especially regular season too, getting his guys up for the regular season games and stuff like that. So I like that. The key with Detroit for me, every single game, no matter where they are, is if they can run the football, they're going to have success because the running game sets up Jared Goff and the play action pass and the big plays down the field in the passing game. So to me, I know it sounds like super simple, but it's like if they can have success running the football, I think it could be a close game. If not, I think the Ravens get up in this game, and that means that Jared Goff is just trailing and trying to make up ground throughout the game. Either way, I think that gets us points because I think that means Lamar is scoring at will, and we know they can score. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you on it sounds like you like the over-ish, or you're in on points, and I'm with you. I do think I think if you made me pick a side, I'd like the Ravens here. Just because, like I said, I trust Jared Goff more at home than I do on the road. And I think it's a spot where the Ravens, I feel comfortable with, going to put up a big number here at home. So we'll see if Detroit can match them. But from a showdown perspective, Tony, I mean, we got a spot where you got Lamar, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs. These are the top, most expensive guys on the slate. So you got a lot of star power here, right? What are you doing with all these stars? Are you trying to spread them out? Are you going to go heavier on one than the rest? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's where it gets a little bit hairy in a slate like this because you have a lot of pieces. Detroit's a hard team for me to begin with because they got a lot of pieces. Baltimore, you obviously have the three big dogs that all could end up an easy winner. You have the prices, which are starting to get slightly higher, but they should be 11-8 for Lamar. He should still probably be higher, but I mean, what was it, Josh Allen, that game when they played? They were 10-2 or something. It felt like it was a decent amount cheaper, barely over 10K. I can't remember the exact price, but
the prices were so soft.
There's just a lot of weapons you can go to. So naturally, when it's like this, just in my head before I start building, I would love to find a mid-range captain just to be able to fit more in with it. And it always matters, obviously, if there's any value. And as we look down low, is there guys you can play down there and stuff, which will obviously let you play Lamar. But one of the good things about going with a cheaper captain is just the ability to fit in all those high pieces, and you don't have to pick then. You don't have to pick between them for your captain. It lets you just play most of them or all of them. So my initial reaction before we dive in is I wanted to find a mid-range captain. And when I go to the flow chart, which granted it's only 2 weeks in, so it doesn't mean dick, but just as a tiebreaker, Sam LaPorta kind of stares at me and his price tag stares at me. And 5,400 for Sam LaPorta. Usually these tight ends I feel like are in the 6Ks, sometimes in the 5s, but 5,400, and he's just a beast. It sticks out to me as a slam dunk because even JMO's 8K, Zay Flowers, they're both similar players, right? Where I think 8K just feels heavy for them. Even though they have upside, I still want those guys in there. Jared Goff, do I really want to play Jared Goff on the road? Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra, I don't know. Everything to me, we don't usually start out in this range, but talking captains, I kind of am staring at Sam LaPorta a lot here.
I hate that you just went there because I had this whole spiel ready about how I love Sam LaPorta when we got down to that range, and you just fully jumped everyone just to get
good.
over
That
on
means we're
me.
aligned here. That's good. I'll take that.
So, first of all, I think Sam LaPorta is the best overall play with the pricing for Detroit, just as a whole. I think he's the number one play with the pricing. It does feel soft. But also, I love the spot, Tony, and this is why I love the spot. So last year, a lot of times, Detroit, with their style, they were just so run heavy. They'd get up on teams, and then it really didn't matter. We talked about it, right, Tony, where they'd like spread it around and they'd throw a lineman a touchdown every now and then, or a third string tight end, and you're like, what the fuck, whatever. But one thing that was interesting from week 1 to week 2 is you saw the Lions in 2 very drastically different games, right? In week 1, what was it? It was the Lions against, I think it was the Packers, and the Packers just dominated. And the Lions were constantly just in the state of trailing and trying to get back in the game. And then in week 2, it was the opposite. The Lions were dominating, dominating the line of scrimmage, dominating the game, and they didn't have that feel of they needed to like get back in the game, right? So they were playing a little bit more, more guys a little bit and throwing them an extra few routes here and there. But what stood out to me was Sam LaPorta in week 1, 88% of the team's routes run per drop back, Sam LaPorta ran. Whereas in week 2, he only ran like 65%. That's a massive difference. So if you tell me they're trailing in a game, which I think they trail in this game, Tony, I think they trail a lot of this game. I think that means more routes run for Sam LaPorta. If that's more routes run, which by the way, 88%, like last year, I feel like he never got near that amount. So that's a ton. That's a big difference. And I think we get that here. So I'm with you on the Sam LaPorta side. I think he's, like I said, I think he's the best. And probably my only Lions captain I'll even consider on this slate is Sam LaPorta because I like the other side a lot. So we're 100% aligned on him. I want him on like all my teams, or as like many of my teams I can get, because like I said, he's my favorite play. But back to the top, because you kind of just jumped the line here a little bit.
With how deep these teams are, I'm going to throw a curveball at you because we usually do it this way. I think go position by position with these teams because there's a lot of different like talking points, and it's just going to be easier than going top to bottom like we usually do.
All right. Well, let's do it then. Let's go with. We'll start with quarterback. Let's do it the way. Jared Goff, right here. Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar is going to be probably the most popular in the captain, I would assume. Yeah. Projection wise, it looks like Lamar is going to edge out the top. Jared Goff is obviously going to be much lower in the captain for obvious reasons. Big difference between the mobility, but we did see a Jared Goff. What is he coming off like a 36 burger he just had? So he does have the ceiling in the captain, Tony. He just kind of showed it in the last game. What are you doing as you throw me this curveball here? But what are you doing with the quarterback position?
The quarterbacks in Showdown are always like, it was like that with Russell Wilson last night. I mean, I just can't with this guy anymore. But Jared Goff, I bring that up because Jared Goff is somewhat similar to like a good version of Russell Wilson, where you just don't get the ground game. In a game like this, you have a lot of other pieces you're going to want to play. Possession guys, cheap guys like LaPorta. Goff feels like the odd man out for me. But he's going to be that way for everyone. So does he end up lower owned than we think? Probably not, because he's a quarterback, right? So if that's the case, I want to be under on him. I want to be under on Jared. He said Denny's.
How in the world is I don't even understand the Denny's thing. I don't know if Big T ate at Denny's.
Spencer always fires at.
I love Spencer. I love Spencer. And then Peter goes, when Big T eats Denny's, takes get better. I mean,
is that what I need to do? Go to Denny's to pick some winners? I can go to Denny's.
Don't go to Denny's, please.
I haven't
don't
been
go
to Denny's in a minute, but if it means winners, I'll eat anywhere. If it means winners,
I don't know if it means winner.
Denny's.
Should we do a show from Denny's?
Yeah,
I won't eat the food, but I'll do a show from Denny's.
Like eggs and stuff. We get a little eggs going. People might like that. Big T's eggs are dog shit. I mean, sometimes they are. So sometimes they are.
You're the one who's watching the dog shit takes. But what are we doing?
I mean, I did like Taekwon last night, but that was about all I got right last night. I didn't get.
I did too. I think we both had the anytime touchdown up there. So
yeah, it didn't help the overall. That was one of the worst shows. We're getting sidetracked again. He let me get sidetracked. Goff though, I want to be under on Jared Goff.
It was Chili's, by the way. It was Chili's. Chili's is way better than Denny's. Yeah, I'd actually eat at Chili's.
I actually love Chili's is the funny thing.
Dude, I loved Chili's as a kid. Loved it.
I love Chili's as an adult. I love that you threw in as a kid. Like as a kid.
Well, no, because I went there as a kid. The Chili's that was by my house that I grew up in, they took it down. They put a Hooters.
Oh, Hooters. That's a good.
It was down there for 20. Upgrade. It was down there for like 20, 25 years. It's gone. They put a Hooters there.
Same, Steven. Same.
I love Chili's as a man, he said. He said as a man.
The skillet queso is just the absolute mortal stones.
Yeah, I'm not a big queso guy, but everyone who I went with would always get it. We'd always get queso. That was like the one thing.
Jay's just, we got the one dude who was on me. We got who said my takes suck.
I don't know who that was. That dude I've never seen before today.
Oh, Rahit said my takes are dog shit, and Jay's all over you about your haircut. We got people coming. Rubio. Rubio likes restaurants way worse than that.
Yeah, no, Rubio's you know what Rubio is? Rubio's a Skittles and a Red Bull guy. That's what Rubio's having for lunch. He's not having like a real lunch. He's having Skittles and a Red Bull. So that's what Rubio's having for lunch. I'm serious too. I literally know for a fact that he's had Skittles and a Red Bull. That's a Rubio lunch.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's also a heart attack waiting to happen.
Quarterback, Lamar. I mean, everyone's going to have the same take on Lamar. Like Lamar, great play. Fit him wherever you can. Fit him in the captain. That's awesome. Lamar's Lamar. Goff, though, I'm going to be under.
I'm with you. I mean, Lamar, unless Derrick Henry, because I feel very confident that they put up points. So unless Derrick Henry is running in 2 tuds, like a few people in the chat were saying, Derrick Henry, 150, 2 tuds. That's the way Lamar loses. So if you're fading Lamar or fading him in the captain, I would recommend playing some Derrick Henry, Tony, in the captain. Like if you're like, I don't like Lamar in the captain tonight, or I don't want to play Lamar, I think it's not a bad idea unless you're doing the cheap thing like you were talking about earlier. Unless you're doing that, then I think the Derrick Henry route is a good route in the captain. But I'm definitely on the Lamar side here.
No, Spencer, don't lock Goff. You can't lock Goff. I'm not
gonna lock Goff. But I'm with you.
Sober, was he? I didn't watch last night. Was he sober? I like that. Was he focused? Did he pick any winners?
He should be. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get back to that, but he should have been.
Did you hear freaking Rubio? No way, because you don't play college. No way you watched it. You remember like Eric Dampier? There's been tons of sports guys with the name Dampier. This guy, there's a quarterback in college for Utah with the last name Dampier. And Rubio pronounces this dude's name like a freaking European guy, like out of nowhere. Even Bruce was making fun of him. I'm trying to think of how he even said it. Like,
Rubio pronounces football. Like, of course he does. That's a Rubio thing. He's a soccer guy. What do you expect? Rubio hates sex.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that.
Put it on a T-shirt. We need that on a T-shirt. That'd be good. All right, let's go to running backs though, because I was talking about Derrick Henry, so we might as well just go right into it right now. Tony, I know you're I mean, you've always kind of been like I don't want to put you as a hater, but like it just feels like you never play him.
I'm a hater compared to expectation.
Yes. Yes.
Put it that way. Obviously, he's good. Obviously, he's got upside. The thing I've learned, though, the last 2 years, I still try to adjust, and Rubio taking strays always. But the thing I have learned, though, because I always said, even the main slates, I'm like, you can't play Henry and Lamar. You can't play Henry and Lamar together. The one thing I've learned the last 2 years, though, Baltimore spreads it around a lot, and a lot of times they both get there. So you actually can play them both together a lot. AP did that sheet last year where it kind of showed all the optimals and stuff. Like tonight, just totally in general, if I ended up with Lamar and Henry with 4 Detroit, I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Just in a blanket statement, I'm pretty happy to get those two. Then I don't have to play the roulette game with all the other Baltimore pieces. I can mix and match Detroit, and I get very, very high floors from my two high and ceilings from my two Baltimore guys. So I'm actually higher on Henry than you would think tonight. It's going to come down to him or Goff in my teams. Like, do I want Henry or do I want Goff? Because I don't think you can play both that much, really. I guess you could if you punted a few spots, but I like
you
him.
could if you like went super cheap in the captain
or Gibbs too. I guess in that statement, you can pick two of Henry, Gibbs, Goff. I tend to want Henry and Gibbs over Goff. So out of those three, I'm ranking Goff third.
I think I agree with you. I think I prefer Henry and Gibbs to Goff if you made me pick between the two. I do like what you're saying with like, just you can pair Henry and Lamar. That's not crazy. I do like Gibbs though, because again, I think if they're trailing, I think that benefits him even more in that situation. So that like over obviously Montgomery. So I'm not really in on Montgomery. The price feels kind of inflated, and it's not going to be, even if we don't think the Ravens defense is as good as they've been in other years, it's not going to be them just dominating like they did the Bears. Like, I don't see that. And I think that's when Montgomery gets there, not in a scenario like this. So I'm with you on the two studs, ranking them ahead of Goff, and don't like Montgomery. I do think Justice Hill is a pretty good value at 2,800 or something like that here on Showdown. I do think he's a pretty good value to get a piece of in this spot, and I will have a decent amount of Justice Hill. Tony, you didn't talk up the cheapies here. What are you doing with old Justice Hill and David Montgomery?
I always like Justice Hill. He's always cheap. He did screw us in the Buffalo game because he fumbled, I think, and then he just sat forever. But you're going to catch some bad games with Justice Hill just because he is a little bit game script dependent too. It depends kind of what's going on. But in a shootout type game, I love Justice Hill. He's one of the better plays. I got him. He's 23%. We got him projected, and I got him about 40% right now in my bills, just running through it. So I want to be above. I don't know. Montgomery's the guy, another guy that I just struggle with. But I will say these are the games where when God, I'm drawing up even Dan Campbell. When Dan Campbell like wants to prove something and he wants to show how tough they are, it just feels like it's Montgomery. Even though I don't like Montgomery, like in this spot, I feel like he's going to be under-owned tonight for what he can do. I mean, we got him projected under like right around 30%, 2 touchdown
30%.
upside always.
Holy shit. I'll fade that easily.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you were going to fade him. I don't like the spot either, but like, it's just one of those spots, it happens in Showdown. I can see it coming a mile away. They're going to throw it in the end zone. There's going to be PI. David Montgomery's going to run in 2 touchdowns. I can see it a mile away. It happens every time with plays like this. Nick Chubb does it. David Montgomery does it. All these dust balls, they always get PI, and it'll be our key guy too. Sam LaPorta is going to get tackled in the end zone. and then they're going to call PI, and Montgomery's going to wheel his fat self in there and run it right in the end zone on us, and we're going to tilt our faces off.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So, I mean, they still are somewhat splitting the. I mean, Gibbs is edging them out a little bit in the red zone touches, but Montgomery's still getting some, so that could happen. The exact scenario you're talking about easily could happen with Gibbs and Montgomery here. But I'm with you on the Justice Hill take. Let's get to the receiver position though, which I think is the most interesting spot here from this standpoint. You got Zay Flowers, who is going to be popular in the captain, probably second most to Lamar, which I think is interesting, but it's a great matchup for these receivers. I really like these receivers here. And I like the Baltimore guys specifically, like outside after Zay, they've got like cheap guys. Like I know Bateman hasn't done much, but like D-Hop has, and he's had 2 games of double digits. He's ahead of Rashad Bateman. I think that's going to keep his ownership somewhat down a little bit from a pricing standpoint that he's ahead of him. But I kind of like having 2 of these pass catchers in there. Like I want to have 2 Ravens pass catchers. I think they're affordable. I think 2 can easily get there. Zay could just get there on volume without even getting a touchdown. So like from that standpoint, I'm with the Zay Flowers, but I like D-Hop. I think D-Hop is very interesting because
I love shows where we can disagree because
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
the worst play in the universe. So, like, I'm glad you like him.
So the Lions played the most amount of man in week 1, man coverage in week 1, and then they played the 12th most in week 2. And I think it's somewhere in the middle. They always, they played a lot of man last year. It might not be the most in the league, but it's going to be a decent amount. And so D-Hop's going to get 2 shots, Tony, where he's one-on-one because he's D-Hop, right? Like he's going to get it. And Lamar's going to give him a shot. And that's going to be a shot in the end zone. So I think he's a great first touchdown bet at like 25-1. And I think he's a great overall touchdown bet at like, he was plus 400 this morning on DraftKings. Like, I think that's a fun little bet because that's how he's going to be used. He's going to get one-on-one coverage. He's not going to separate, right? It's not going to be like he's going to outrun his man by 10 yards and just throw a bomb to him. He's going to have to make a tough catch, but that's what D-Hop does. He's still got hands. He just can't separate, but he still has hands to make a catch. And Lamar can extend the play with his feet to get him in position. So I think he's a fun little GPP play. And I mean, I'm looking at the ownership here right now. I think everyone's going to want to play Bateman and all those other receivers / tight ends ahead of him in this range. And look at that, D-Hop, 5% owned. On a showdown slate, 5% owned, where, I mean, Moncrief already talked about him getting more run anyways, which the only reason he didn't get more run last game was because they were pounding the Cleveland Browns. They didn't need to run him out there. But I think in this game, bigger game, Monday Night Football, I think he's going to play more. So all that to say, I think the projection is light on D-Hop. I know he's got to make a tough play, but I think he's going to have a shot to make a play or 2 in the end zone. So I'm in on D-Hop, but I like all the receivers for Baltimore. All 3 of those guys I think are pretty good plays, and I probably want 2 of them on most of my teams. What are you doing here, Tony? Start with the Baltimore side, because I think they're the interesting side with the price tags.
Yeah, I like when I disagree with your takes because it makes the show funner, and we can argue with each other later in the week.
By the way, CeeDee Lamb expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. That was just
yeah. I mean, once he went back in, and I was surprised he even tried to go back in, but he at least tried.
I was too. I was glad he at least tried, though.
He definitely gave it a run. He just,
as someone who almost locked CeeDee Lamb on every single team I had, like I was very sad, but I was at least happy he didn't just quit. Like he tried. Like you could tell he just couldn't go, unfortunately. But whatever. Back to this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Baltimore receivers are what I definitely want to be under on, like way under. Bateman has never worked out for me ever. The one thing I agree with you on is
Bateman's
Bateman is going to be just
30%, and he's
astronomically higher than Hopkins, which he probably should be, but should he really be 30 something percent? I think Hopkins will be around 10, even though it says 5 or 6 on there now. I think it'll be like 10.
Okay, 10. Anything 10 or lower
3 or
is
4
really
times
low.
higher though. But I don't like Bateman either. Like I want to stay away from these receivers because they're just so shitty. Like they just never do anything. Flowers, I love Flowers, and I'd rather go to the cheaper guys though, like Tez Walker, Talon Wallace. I like those guys more just because they're, for one, they're cheaper, and for two, I feel like they have more upside. I mean, Hopkins for sure. I think I would just bet his touchdowns. I think he's the worst play on the whole slate.
I already bet his touchdowns.
Yeah, I liked your reasoning for the touchdowns because I do think he'll get a couple chances at the end zone, but
yeah,
I think he probably finishes with like 3 fantasy points, and he always gets the public, like the Pooh Bears out there. My uncle, the Pooh Bear, he's going to be all over DeAndre Hopkins tonight. Like he loves stuff like that.
The problem is the Pooh Bears aren't 150ing most of the time. They're not 50.
Even if he gets 12, he's not going to be in the winner is the problem.
Okay, but I got a question. So if I just told you I give him 12, are you playing him at 5-10%?
There's going to be points.
So you're not playing him at 5-10% if I told you he's giving you 12 and he's differentiating your teams? No.
I don't. First of all,
you're gonna play Tylan Wallace and Tez Walker, who won't play as much as they did in week 2.
I'm going to try to not play them anyways. My least favorite position of the whole slate is Baltimore receiver. I hate
so you're going to play no Baltimore receivers. You're just going to fade them all.
I'm going to be under on all of them. I mean, even
you better lock Zay Flowers or something if you're not playing them.
I want to be under on. Of course, you're going to lock them. You love locking.
No, I said you better lock Zay Flowers if you don't like any of the other wide receivers for Baltimore. Like one of these wide receivers is going to make a big play against this Lions secondary. It's going to happen. Like, I don't know how you can't like any of them. I get you not liking D-Hop. That's fine. I totally understand why you don't like D-Hop. But to say you don't like any of the wide receivers.
I like Zay Flowers, but he's 50% owned, so I can't really like say. Plus the captain, he's 60% owned with the captain stuff.
Well, you can fade him in the captain if you don't like that. But.
I mean, I want to be high on Flowers for sure. I like Flowers, but I mean, for me to say over, am I going to play 80% Zay Flowers to be over the field? No.
Again, we're going position by position, but like this is what he's saying without saying it is that he's on this dust ball.
I mean, if Hopkinson can do it yesterday, anyone can do it.
Hawkinson, what did he do? It just I guess you're right. He caught the ball, turned around, scored.
I mean, he had 18 fantasy points. That's all he needs to do.
How funny was it when our boy Josh Oliveira caught the touchdown?
The first one, touchdown, too, right away.
The first touchdown. I was laughing. I was like, that's our boy. It's our boy.
I was mad because I didn't play him.
I know, right? I know. We said it too. We were like, we should find someone else because we don't like Hawkinson. And then, of course, he scores the first touchdown. All right. So that's the Baltimore side. We disagree a little bit with those guys here. But what about the Lions side? Let's get your take on the Lions receivers as a whole. I mean, Amon-Ra's up there. You got J-Mo in that like 8K range. And if you don't like Zay Flowers, I would assume maybe you'd like J-Mo a little bit. I noticed when I ran SaberSim without touching anything early this morning, J-Mo popped a ton. And I think it's just the range, Tony. I think it's the range. There's not much in that range. And there's a massive gap after them because it goes, Zay and J-Mo. And then there's David Montgomery like wedged in there. And then it's just nothing, right? That whole 7 and 6K range outside of Montgomery is just nobody. Like look through that range, Tony, and tell me if you see anyone where you're like, oh yeah, I can play these guys. Like there's nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make it interesting because J-Mo's the one that so Zay Flowers is going to be like crazy higher than J-Mo, like maybe double. Like I think J-Mo will be half the ownership of Zay Flowers.
Probably why
Close to
Saber
half.
was jamming him. Probably
Probably
why
because
Saber
it
was.
had to be the Sims. It had to be this, not projection based. It had to be the Sims.
No, that's what I mean. It was the
Yeah,
Sims. It was the
because they're the
Sabres.
same
It was the Sims.
price, and they
Yeah.
I think they have the same upside, we would agree on. They don't have the same floors, but I
Mhm.
think they have the same upside. They both could get you 30 plus, same price. It makes sense in my head to flip them, like play JMO instead of Flower, just as far as totally that. But man, like Zay Flowers' projection is 5 higher than JMO for the same price. And honestly, I like Flowers way better than JMO too. So like the projection makes sense. But then you get into showdown game theory. What if you play J-Mo over him and then play Andrews over LaPorta or something like that, where it lets you flip the build? The problem for me is I just like Zay Flowers better than J-Mo. J-Mo's nice, but I don't know. Like his price just feels too high to me. Him and LaPorta should be closer together. They have similar projections. I don't really see. And J-Mo's still a one-play guy too. Like he's going to have to house a few. But
He could house a few though against this Baltimore second. He could house a few.
And so Amon-Ra too showed us the upside. I never really liked to play Amon-Ra either for whatever reason. He's always super expensive. He's got a high floor. For some reason in my head, I act like he doesn't have a high ceiling, even though he does. I mean, he's gone off a million times. I don't know why in my head I think that way, but he just does. He's like Puka in a way, right? Where Puka looked bad yesterday, got 25 fantasy points because he just volumes it. He just is always in the mix. That's how Amon-Ra is too. So like naturally, if you play Lamar, Derrick Henry, you play Gibbs, you play some of these guys, it's tough to play Amon-Ra. That's what makes this slate fun though, right? You got a lot of upside guys. You can't play them all. That's another reason we both kind of started the show with LaPorta captain, because if you play LaPorta captain, and again, this is probably going to end up chalkier than we think, because every time we do this on this show and me and you like a mid-range guy and it lets us fit these studs, it ends up way chalkier than we think. But who cares? Like it feels like the best way to attack this slate. And again, though, I like the cheaper receivers. Khalif Raymond and this Tesla dude, I think are like really good plays for under 3K. Detroit likes to spread it around. You've talked about it 1,000 times. Dan Campbell likes to say, you get one, you get one, you get one. There could be separate plays for some of these guys down in there. Tesla at 1,200, maybe my favorite value of the slate. He fits more builds. He's only going to be 10% owned, and he's talented. So I actually like all the cheap receivers over the expensive ones.
Yeah, I'm with you on Tesla or whatever his name is.
I like
Tesla. I think he's probably if not the best value, it's got to be like him and Justice Hill, two of the better values on the entire slate, I think. One from each team. So, but yeah, I'm with you on him. I think I'm going to be lower on Amon-Ra because I'm going to be higher on Gibbs. And I know we didn't put him into our conversation with Goff and Henry and all these guys, but I would throw him in there because like, I think you're going to have to be lower on one or two of those four. And I would just rather be higher on Gibbs and probably Henry in a way. And I'd have them after
we might
it.
be aligned tonight on a lot of stuff, even though we don't agree on those receivers.
Yeah. I mean, like J-Mo's, 8K, and you were saying it's like he's going to have to house one or two, but like he could honestly against this Ravens secondary, 100%.
All these guys at the top can break the slate though, like all of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I rather, and I think Tesla is kind of in that boat because I don't think Tesla is going to volume his way. I think he's going to make a big play or two. It's almost like Hopkins in a way, Tony. I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm saying like what I'm saying about Hopkins is he's going to have to like make a tough play down the field. That's like what Tesla is going to have to do, but he's 1,200, not 4,800, but it's a similar thing. I just think
you Hopkins just literally said why I don't like Hopkins though. If he was 1,200 with his two targets, I would be interested.
Right, right. That's why you don't like him. But I think he's guaranteed to play more than Tesla. I think Tesla could play, more, but he could also get screwed. They say, oh, we want to get this guy more work, but then coaches don't always do what they tell us they're going to do. Right, Tony? So he doesn't end up getting it. And maybe it's because they, trust Khalif Raymond, who's a veteran, a little bit more and whatever else. But I'm with you in general. I like the spot, and I like Tesla as one of the best values on the slate. So we at least agree on that. Let's go to the tight end position, where I don't know about you, Tony. I have a tough time clicking Mark Andrews at what I would expect to be one of the higher owned players, at least in the flex, on this entire slate, at least at the bottom, in this bottom range, this 4K range and below. 32% Saber is projecting him at, RPS, we got him at 10.5. Saber's got him a little higher at 11.6. If Mark Andrews has even close throughout the industry of like a 12-point projection, Tony, he's going to be on a lot of teams tonight.
Yeah, the thing, just from looking all around, I like to always look around. Like Saber is the highest, we're the second highest, and then a couple places even got him under 10. So
okay,
but he's still 4,400. So any of these numbers, even if you project him at 9,
he's gonna.
I wonder what I'll get if I project him at 9. If I project him at 9, let me run it. It'll take 1 second to run it by projection. If I run them at 9, I still get 30%.
And that's what they're projecting them at, is 32%. So
yeah. So I think that's a good projection. And I'm with you, though. He looks so dusty. Could I see him ended up on the winner? I could. I mean, he could fall into the end zone and stuff. But, I mean, he's just too cheap. And the problem is, again, the same thing I was talking about with Hopkins. You're still going to get some Mark Andrews like chatter. He's been around forever. He's cheap. And when everyone plays these showdowns, they still want to like feel good about all their plays. But again, I'm going to go lower and say Charlie Kolar at 600. I know these are like dice throws, but it's showdown and he's 600. And I don't think he's that much worse than Mark Andrews right now. He's somewhat talented, a little more burst. I want cheap guys. On a slate where you have this many studs, I just think you have to, even if we play LaPorta captain, you still have to punt a spot or two to get all those studs. I just would rather punt a spot than play like Mark Andrews. I'll have plenty of Andrews. Like I might even end up with 30% Andrews still, but I do not like Andrews. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's funny. My 3-max sheet, it's already up on the site. I do like a top value, so like 3 top values. It's like you're looking at it. I got Justice Hill, Isaac Tesla, and Charlie Kolar as the 3 top values on the slate. So we are aligned, at least with the value section. It seems like we're aligned. And yeah, I think some people will play. Like Andrews captain, Tony, gets you Henry, Lamar, Gibbs, and Goff. Like, yeah, that's what spending down. You're going to be able to get those cheap, captain builds will get you all the studs pretty much. But even if you just play a couple of these guys, you can get 3 studs easy. I don't know. Can you get 4 if you play a stud in the captain? It probably not, right? Unless
if
you go
play
like
a stud in the captain, probably not. I mean, you can barely get 4 if you play LaPorta in.
So if I play 4 studs with Derrick Henry in the captain and I throw Charlie Kolar in there, it actually leaves me with 1,300. So you could technically play
which
4.
stud? Because I got LaPorta.
Derrick Henry.
Barely fit it.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that works then for sure.
Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's like the difference, though. You can either play a mid-range and play 1 punt or 2 punts, basically.
Yeah, I'm with DB. Man coverage, no thank you on wheelchair Andrews. I'm there. I'm
you
there.
Just know it's coming, though. Like we don't like him. You just know he's gonna fall in.
Don't even say it, bro.
David Montgomery and Mark Andrews coming for us tonight.
No. I refuse to believe it. Tight end, we already talked about Sam LaPorta. I don't think we need to keep going on him there. We talked about Charlie Kolar. Kickers in defense to round us out. Before we get into
old Lee, what this is your forte here.
He had
Joseph Forte.
He had 14 routes. I know in week 2, which was, I'm trying to think what route percentage that was. Let me look at it real quick here for Mr. Lee Price here. So Charlie Kolar, 14 routes run. That's 42% of the routes on the team there. So that was week 2. Charlie Kolar, he did get some routes. So not bad. I think not bad at 600. I mean, really, you're just hoping he gets to the end zone. I wonder if he played some snaps. This is what you want to see too. Did he play snaps in the red zone, Mr. Kolar? So none in week 1. In week 2, let's see if he played any in week 2. Yes, he did. He played, 7 of 9 inside the 20 in week 2. So he was out there. He was out there in the red zone. So, all right. Kickers and defenses, Tony. Are you in on any defenses here? Do you like the Ravens defense or the Lions? I don't think the defenses are going to be very popular tonight just because of the high total. And look at the projection too. I'm just looking at what Saber has these defenses projected for. Not very favorable on the old defenses here, Tony. We got them at like 3.5, 4.8 to 5.3, depending on where we're looking. Is this a spot where you could bump a defense if, like a low-owned defense here? We got them under 10%.
It's not going to be one that I'm going to be on. I'll just take my 5% of each of them, and if it happens, I get lucky. This game looks like offense to me. I can't. It doesn't mean, though, that we like offense, that there can't just be a Goff pick 6 or a Henry fumble, because it happens, and that's more value to your point. Like, some of the best solo shippers all the last since Showdown started have been because of defenses. Because, no one wants to play defense tonight, just like we don't. So, if they're both 5, what do we think they actually are? Like,
I think the Ravens come in at like 10%, and I think the Lions are like 5.
Yeah. If either one of them are even close to 10%, like right now we have, for some reason, I could see Detroit being closer to 5, but we got 9 and 11. Like, I just can't be over those numbers. I just can't be. I can't play more than 10% Ravens D. So I want to be under on the defense. Even though they're low, I still want a sliver of the defenses, but I'm going to be under even though they're already low. I don't see them.
I would prefer the Ravens for sure, and just hope that Jared Goff gives us that one big mistake that turns into a pick 6 or something like that.
Part of my issue with the Ravens, too, is I kind of think their defense is bad. Like, I don't necessarily believe in their defense.
But, like, Carolina's defense was bad, and look what they did to Atlanta. And
Atlanta's freaking embarrassing. Some teams are just embarrassing every year. Atlanta's one of them, no matter how much talent they have.
You know what it is? Michael Penix sucks. He's so bad. Like, he's just terrible.
Keep making excuses for some of these teams, and you can't lose like that to Carolina.
He was terrible. So he was so bad. But yeah, so kickers, I'm in agreement with the chat. I don't think Dan kicks tonight. Dan is good. This game is on the road. It's Monday Night Football. Dan Campbell's going to do what Dan Campbell does. He's going to be aggressive and try and win the football game like he always does. And I just don't like the kicker for them. On the other side, though, the Baltimore kicker, he looks pretty solid, and they're going to be in situations, I think, to score points a lot. So I'd much prefer him if I was looking at a kicker. I would assume most of the field maybe looks at it that way. But I mean, the kicker ownership doesn't seem very high in general, Tony. 18, 15%. I mean, I could get over on Loop. I'm not going to play any baits, though.
You're not going to play any baits.
No, I don't think Campbell's going to kick. I don't think so. On the road against the Ravens, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. But, man, they get a lot of – it's in a high-scoring game. It's tough to just take the kickers out. But I agree with you that the Ravens kicker definitely – I mean, for them to get – I know Tucker struggled last year, but they haven't even talked about it. All they've talked about is how good this kid is, and he looks good. I'm with you. He looks like a beast, and I have to I honestly – he's one of my favorite plays, and he's only 600 more than Andrews.
Yep.
I mean, he looks like a really good play. The problem is with the builds I like, you don't really land in there. You kind of go down lower. You don't really end up in that range. But
you gotta force yourself to get in there. You gotta leave some salary.
I don't want to force myself in there to get him. That's kind of. I'm glad you said that because that's kind of my point. I like him a lot if I land on him. Like if I get to there and I love it. But I'm not going to be like, if you got 2 spots left and you're like, okay, I'm going to play him and then play like for example, Justice Hill and Loop or a punt and like a JMO. I'm just for sure taking JMO in the punt, at least with the way I'm building. Flowers or JMO and a punt over Loop and Justice Hill. 100% I'm going up and down for that.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you. I like that. All right, Tony, that's every position. I do want to touch on, before we get out of here, I do want to touch on the old DK Sportsbook promo, King of the End Zone promo that they brought back for Monday Night Football. I don't know if you've looked at it at all. I don't know if you even saw that DK brought it back.
I sent the tweet last night. I was excited. I want to hear the description, though, from you. You're good at reading them.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say too, I wish they would do it for a full, like a Sunday. Like even if it was just like the 1 p.m. DraftKings, listen, 1 p.m. and 4, you could split it up. You could do 2 of them. I don't care. That'd be awesome if we could get like a full slate and you could pick, and then they could do the thing like tonight, Tony, you can only have one guy. You can only pick one guy. You can't like do the parlays, but like if you did like a 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., you could do it where like people could pick like 3, like do 3-way parlays. Yeah, only one tonight.
So that's going to be a huge chop too then, like what the way it is.
Well, it would be a huge chop if I could pick 3, it'd be a even bigger chop. But pretty much what's going on is DK Sportsbook. If DK Sportsbook is legal where you are, they're doing a King of the End Zone promo. It's a $2 million promo where you can bet any touchdown prop. So anytime touchdowns qualify, first touchdown bets qualify. If you want to bet someone for 2 touchdown bets, they qualify. And the minimum is $5. So all you have to put on this is $5. That's why I recommend, like, if you're just putting $5 on it and it's just $5, I would put it on like a first touchdown or a 2 touchdown, like a bigger prop, unless you're going to just for some reason put more money on the promo itself. But if you're just going to do the minimum, I like that, or do at least a higher end touchdown prop. But that's a thing. And if your guy hits, if he scores a touchdown, even if you don't win the bet. So let's say you bet Charlie Kohler at 50-1 first touchdown, Tony, with your $5. He doesn't score the first touchdown, but he scores a touchdown. That you get to split the pot. So you still get to split the pot. Even though you lost that bet, you'll still split the $2 million with whoever else scores touchdowns. So really and truly, you don't want that many touchdowns, and you want your guy to be one of the
I gave you credit for reading it. I think you're doing it. It's the longest touchdown, not any touchdown. You're reading it wrong after I talked you up.
Oh, you're right. Good thing you said that.
I just talked you up. I just gave you credit.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm glad you said that.
I didn't actually read it, but then I was like, there's no way, or else there's going to be a million touchdowns. Everyone would win.
I swear to God, I read this thing this morning, and I just glossed over the longest thing. And I read it. I don't even know how I glossed over that, but thank you for doing that. So it's the longest touchdown bet. Okay. Sorry about that. So whoever scores the longest touchdown is the bet.
Kick returns, I doubt they count, do they? Is it
No,
special team?
well, no. Can you bet defenses?
Let's see.
I think if you can bet a defense, then that would be it. Because a kick returner is a defensive touchdown.
Let's see if it lets me. Detroit. Yeah, you can do it. So it's got to count.
Yeah. So I would assume, like, let's say Khalif Raymond is the punt returner.
It won't count for Khalif Raymond.
It won't count for. It'll count for the defense.
Defense special teams for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you caught that thing. But whatever. It's still
the defense is a good option, though. I'll throw that out there since you
option.
said it, because if they do house a punt or a kick or a pick or a fumble, chances are it's the longest, right?
Yeah. But it's my point is still stands, though. I'm pretty sure even if you lose your bet, you can still win the split. Right?
Yeah. Like if you bet first touchdown and it's any touchdown, yeah.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So okay. All right. So Tony, who is your like longest touch? If you had to make one bet for longest touchdown, who are you putting your $5 on?
I agree with a lot of the stuff you said. Like, I'm not betting the obvious, like Zay Flowers, J-Mo. I'm not betting any of the burners.
Like, bro, like how many people are betting J-Mo with longest touchdown?
A million. Like literally a million. I'm not betting one of those guys or Lamar, because he could break off.
To be honest, J-Mo at plus 245 is actually a decent touchdown bet. But for this promo, I think it's a bad bet because of how many people are going to bet it. So who are you looking at?
The best bets, I think, are we talked about the defenses, who like the Lions defense is a really good bet for this, just because no one's going to have it and they could house one. But other guys down low, like Tylan Wallace has upside. Tez Walker has upside. Is Keaton Mitchell? How many snaps does this dude get? Because he could house the longest. Like,
I don't even think he's been active the first 2 weeks.
He hasn't played at all.
I don't even think he's been active, if I remember correctly. Ravens. I don't even see him as active, Tony.
Okay. Well, if he's active,
you know what it is? I know what it is. The Ali kid, what's his name? You know who he is. You know what I'm talking about? They like him for special teams, and they love Justice Hill as like a third down and change of pace pass catching back. So they don't activate Keaton Mitchell. They activate Ali, and they keep Keaton Mitchell off.
Yeah. Cross him off then.
That's what it is, though. It's the special teams thing. So Ali is actually their third back.
Which I don't think I would take him. So my picks are the defenses. I think Justice Hill's somewhat decent to house one deep. Tylan Wallace, like I said, Tez Walker. Some of these guys like this. Put $5. Don't put some big amount on it. Just the minimum. $5. I think of my official pick. Give me the Lions defense for my official pick for it. Not because I like the Lions defense or anything. I just think if they do get one, I
like it though. They could a punt return, like Khalif Raymond could definitely take a punt return to the house. 100%. That could definitely happen. So I'm with you there.
There's also a touchdown bet in here too.
This would be the Ravens, and I agree with you, but this would be the Ravens defense if you like Wester. Right, Tony?
I mean, I'm 95% sure that's how it will work. It almost has to work that way.
Unless they both get the touchdown. They could both get the touchdown.
But even like your bets, though, like if you bet Wester to score a touchdown, I don't think he gets credit if it's on special teams.
Yeah, because Malik Washington scored a touchdown, and I got credit, I think, for that. Yeah.
But like first touchdown, like the quarterback doesn't get it when he throws it.
No, he doesn't get it when he throws it. And that's
I don't see how
specifically
there could ever be two people get credit because the defense is going to get it and he gets it. I just have never said this doesn't make sense in my head. But
I'm pretty sure they both get it.
yeah, I mean, it could be.
Now
Either way, I'm not going to bet one of those guys. I just bet the defense if you're going to do it.
You know what? I wonder if I can parlay Ravens and Wester to score an anytime touchdown. I can't. You know why?
I just don't see.
You know why? You know why I can't do this? Because it's the same thing. Like I'm betting like the punt. I'm betting the punt returner. You're better off, honestly, if you're better off betting the kick returner. Like you're better off at 20-1.
No, because you don't get the defense.
No, I think you do, bro. I think.
No, I mean, like if they get an interception to the house, though, you don't get that.
Oh, yeah, you don't get
like,
it.
I want the defense too.
That's true. That's true. I think I agree with you on the defenses. I think other good bets. I think Tesla's a good bet because I think he is just like a one-shot house, and he's 40-1 first touchdown, and he's plus 500 anytime. I know people aren't going to like this, but no one's going to bet longest touchdown for D-Hop. Nobody's going to bet longest touchdown.
You and your freaking D-Hop.
I'm just saying though, no one's going to bet it. That's fine. I'll be the only one that bets it, I guess. But that's all I'm saying. It's man-to-man coverage. No one's going to bet it. So that's all I'm saying. Matty Ice, I stopped talking. Right there. That's what Tony gets for giving me too much credit. I just start giving out shit like that.
There's a no sweat touchdown bet up too that you might as well bet those too. Like I love anytime there's a no sweat. Like I think everyone has it. I never know if it's for everyone or not. But
I don't know if I have it. Let me see.
You don't?
I've got a 33% Monday Night Football boost.
It doesn't say it's like a VIP one or anything. It just says no sweat touchdown.
I don't think I have it, but you know what? I haven't used my other no sweat. I wonder if that's it. I'm not sure.
Oh, and because I didn't use one yesterday either. So I mean, it could have been like an all weekend one or something too. But
that's what it is. I have that. I used that already. Yeah,
I didn't use mine yesterday, so that's probably why I got it. I'm going to bet Sam LaPorta 2 touchdowns for that. Sam LaPorta 2 touchdowns.
So they have a 33% boost for what is this, like a parlay? What is this here? Oh, it's boost on either Goff or Jackson, more pass plus rush yards.
Okay.
So one of them to get over their pass plus rushing yards, which I like that. Why not? I think that's
so if you did Lamar, it goes from minus 145 to minus 109.
Oh, is that what it is? I think it's
still getting a good deal though.
Yeah, still a good bet. All right, I'm getting too much Ravens. How are you getting too much Ravens D? The projection.
Yeah, how are you getting too much Ravens D?
Is it the Sims maybe, and they're just jamming the Ravens defense?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tony, what do you do in that scenario? Because you don't need, even if you like the Ravens defense, you don't need to have like.
I mean, I don't know how you would. I'd have to understand how you're getting it because I don't know. I don't like defenses, so if I just kept getting too much, I would just probably take them out. I don't need that. Yeah, he did say it wrong again, B-Nair, whatever he was saying. He said something wrong. I heard him. I didn't want to nitpick him though. I was being gentle with them.
I said you got to choose either one of Goff or Jackson. That's what I said.
Yeah, but you said like against each or whatever you said. How you worded it was
for more pass plus rushing yards. To
not versus each other though.
No, I know that. It's you're picking one of them and you're betting that and you're using the boost. Whatever. Screw you guys.
Yeah,
I'm done saying that stuff.
It doesn't freaking matter. Yeah.
I literally said it. I literally said you're just betting one of them to go over their pass plus rush yards.
It wasn't a big deal. That's why I didn't bring it up. B-Nair was being a dick.
Unbelievable.
He was trying to get in there and be mean.
Yeah, post it in Discord, B-Nair. Post it in fucking Discord. I know what it means. If you like this show, if you want to show us a little love, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you like when I butcher promos or Big T pulls out his banana suit, aka his yellow hat, we need the yellow shirt to go with it. But hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, get in on all the content we have on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel, and check out runpuresports.com, the premium package. Premium package gets you every sport, all sports, one price. Boom, Saber Sim is included in the Run Pure premium package. And if you don't want all the sports, you just want NFL, we've got single sport packages as well. So we got you covered on that. And if you want a little special promo code, you can still hit up my guy at Big T44DFS on Twitter. Shoot him a DM. He'll hook you up with a first-time promo code, get you in the Discord, come hang out with us, chat it up, get some winners for Monday Night Football, and of course beyond that. So that's the spiel here. Tony, we got to give our play of the day, and then we'll get out of here. Who is your favorite play on this Showdown slate?
We started the show with it, but definitely LaPorta. LaPorta. We can even both go in on him because we got good chemistry with it. There's just no one else I can give for this position. I like all the studs. You like all the studs. We like some more than others, but I could make a case literally for every stud. There's no one else I could give for this today. I don't care about the ownership. I don't care. He's my play and the captain, and he's just the best play. So I'm going LaPorta and 2 TDs. That's my sweat-free touchdown bet. 2 TDs tonight.
Ooh,
I think it's 20 to 1.
It.
20 to 1 was my bet.
I like it. I bet LaPorta.
Jonathan now. I like that.
Yeah, screw you, McNair. I bet LaPorta and Hopkins. I think it was like 15 or 16 to 1 for them to both score touchdowns. I already bet that. I like the 2 touchdown bet though for LaPorta. I'll throw that one in with you. I think what you just did there though, I see what you did. You knew that both me and you loved Sam LaPorta, and you didn't want me to give another said player as my play.
Oh, get in there. You don't have to hop in with me. I wasn't doing that. I don't want you in there on him.
Hey, JSU.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm going to save you from – this is what Big T did. He goes, I'm going to save you from yourself because you're a stubborn asshole, right, who I know wants to give DeAndre Hopkins because you've already given him out for like every other thing in the world. But I'm going to save you here because we both agree Sam LaPorta is the best Lions play and best mid-tier play, and we agree on that. So we're just going to take LaPorta as our play of the day.
Yes.
That's what he wanted.
In the past, and whenever anyone on our shows has kind of teamed up with the plays of the days, it works out good. So we'll see what happens today. We'll see if the trend continues.
But I am still playing DeAndre Hopkins, and I am still betting him to score a
touchdown bet, though. Like the touchdown bet on Hopkins was a good bet. I agreed with that part.
I already posted it. I just
don't agree with playing a guy that's going to get 2 targets at 4,800 or whatever.
I got a question. What if those 2 targets get me 2 touchdowns?
He might catch 2 touchdowns in it. He could.
That's it. I'm betting 2 touchdowns too, just in case if he gets 2 touchdowns.
If he gets 2 touchdowns and 2 targets, I'm going to laugh.
He's going to be like, you know what it's going to be like, Tony? It's going to be like what Kenny Walker did. You remember his stats at halftime? It was like 8.
Yeah,
it was
9
like 8
carries for 8 yards and a touchdown.
It was like 8 or 9 carries for 7 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was and honestly, he could have had 4. The way they were just driving down the field. It was just embarrassing. But all right, that's going to do it for this show. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. If you did, smash the like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for all the free content throughout this week. Enjoy Monday Night Football, your DraftKings, DFS, and bets for Big T. I'm JSU. We'll see you guys for the Print Factory on Wednesday. Same time, same place. Until then, right here. Peace.